Hey guys, so recently we were back at the hospital. So the reason I wanted to post this was because I wanted to share what happened while it's still fresh in my mind, as well as to kind of prepare y'all in case you're gonna have to go to the hospital as an adult. So our daughter, our sweet daughter, is now an adult, has graduated from Children's Hospital. So if you have a child who goes to Children's Hospital and you've been really anxious about it, you have reason to. I was very anxious about it, and I try to have a pretty good attitude. But the truth is that when your child leaves Children's Hospital and goes to a adult hospital, they're going to be treated like an adult. And with that comes a lot of different changes. For example, we spent 3 days in the ER waiting for a room. The hospital that we went to, it's huge. It's huge. And we ended up in a makeshift closet that was converted into a patient's room of 3 beds. And when I say beds, I say that very loosely. They were gurneys, mattress this thick. And it was quite an experience. They were lucky to get fed while they were down there, but the food was cold by the time they got to the patients. They didn't get a choice. They got whatever was left. And it was things like cold coffee, Now the food itself was not too bad. Our daughter said that it wasn't too bad, which is good. I'm glad that, she has a good attitude too about it. But as y'all know, in hospitals, there's always those specialty diets, and if a patient can't have salt or sugar or whatever, but if that's all that's left, that's what you're gonna end up with. And so breakfast wasn't too bad. I remember the breakfast, and when we were still in the ER, the nurse actually asked me if I wanted a tray, and I thought that was the sweetest thing. So I got fed while I was down there at least one time, and the other times I just kind of ate whatever Sarah didn't eat. I could have gone out to get something, but I didn't know what was going to happen. I wanted to stay with her, and it's kind of an unusual situation. So that was one of the differences. Definitely they don't baby them, they're an adult. So that was one of the differences. As far as the care, of course that was different too, because even though she had a team of doctors that came, we saw them one time in the morning, and then the rest of the day, I even requested for the doctor to come to answer some questions, and I didn't get that till we were on the floor. And so that was very frustrating, not to know what was happening. What was the game plan? What are the lab results? All these different questions that I had that I was used to getting answers to. You know what I mean? It's like, at Children's, I had a rapport with the people. I knew them, and so all I had to do was text and say, hey, are the labs results in? What is going on? And I got an immediate response. The nurses could go in and look at the lab results, and it was all good. So I do have to say that we were surrounded by angels. We ended up with some really sweet nurses. They may not have been the most capable at doing needle sticks. She had bruises all up and down her arms. It was horrible. Them trying to start IVs and things. So that part was not fun either. At Children's, again, they really are careful, and so she didn't have that problem. But yeah, there was one nurse that stuck her 3 times trying to get a vein, and so that was a little different. But the hospital that we were at, I swear there was concourses. It was huge. huge hospital. Trauma, 1 level trauma, I can't remember what they called it, center. So every few seconds I would hear the helicopters just landing and leaving and coming and going. So there were gurneys lined along the walls of the ER of people with, with blood on them. It looked like gunshot wounds or stuff, or maybe they were in car accidents. So, I mean, we were very lucky, extremely blessed to at least have some form of privacy. It was just a curtain. So basically imagine having just enough room for your gurney, and then there's a curtain. And then the next patient, there's a curtain, then the next patient. Luckily, we were towards the side where the nurses were, and the nurses allowed me to set my chair right beside the bed, and I was able to sit there. I did not sleep for 2 days. And then finally I got so delirious and like I was so loopy that I told my hubby, and this shows me my state of mind. I told my hubby, hey, I need a hotel room. Can you get me one? I mean, I could have done it myself, but that's how loopy I was. And so he got me a room, and I went to the hotel, and I had 1 night's sleep of just blissful sleep. It was amazing. And then after that one night, they finally moved her to the floor. And then I slept in that room the next day, and it was just a recliner, but at least it was a recliner. Because I'm telling you, the chair that was in the ER that I had to sit on and try to get an hour, 30-minute sleep here and there, it was just a straight chair, a plastic chair, that's it. And it was really uncomfortable. So, yeah. At least they allowed me to stay with her. At least they allowed me to stay the night. And I didn't have to do a second. Well, actually, I did end up doing 2 nights at the hotel, which was a blessing. But I didn't have to do anything beyond that, beyond 2 nights. I was able to stay with her. And they were super accommodating. Got me a blanket, or I had my own blanket. Got me a pillow. And so at least I had a pillow. That's another thing. So I had a bug out bag, and I anticipate the best and prepare for the worst. That's my motto. And so in my bug out bag, I have enough like underwear and toiletries and whatever I need for at least 2 days. And so, cause I figured after 2 days, you can always have somebody bring you stuff up if you need it. Which case I ended up being there more than 2 days, but I had everything I needed in that bag. It was amazing. I've just been through this so much that now I know what to put in there. So what do I put in my bug out bag? Again, toiletries, change of clothes, slippers, socks. I already said toiletries. Now my toiletries, toothpaste and toothbrush, must. I put a washcloth so that at least can wash my face. Some Tylenol, because I can't have aspirin, but Tylenol in case I get a headache. I think in my toiletry bag I may have some antacids, which can, come in handy. And lotions. I have lotion because your skin can get dry. Brush or a comb. And then I brought a coloring book, adult coloring book with some crayons, the kind that twist so they don't break. And I had a couple of games. I have Bananarama, and there was another one that I brought just in case, because I didn't know if she'd be in the mood to do something like that. And I think that's about, and then I also had some snacks in there. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And so when I got ready to leave, I just had to make sure that I had my recharger. That's important to have a recharger for your phone. My recharger, and of course my insurance cards and all that stuff. I always have my wallet, so I don't have to worry about that. Mints, gum, that kind of thing. So it was minor stuff. And then I was ready. I bring a sweater, because hospitals are always cold, and a blanket, because again, hospitals are always cold, and it's always good to have a blanket just in case. And instead of doing pajamas, I bring like something like shorts or terry cloth material stuff that I could wear that's comfortable, or jersey type material stuff, and that's it. Yep. So I mean, hopefully y'all never have to go through this like I did, but if so, that's just some helpful tips for you. As always, good luck on your journey, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.